What shocked the world recently was the wedding of Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world. Jeff Bezos didn't just get married, he launched a rocket, sealed off Venice, and turned a floating city into his personal kingdom. Security protests erupted. Airspace was restricted. Locals were ordered to stay indoors. An event full of surveillance drones, silent canals, and a guest list powerful enough to redraw global influence. The whole ceremony was estimated to cost over $50 million. This wasn't just a wedding or celebration. It was a statement, a controlled spectacle. What happened before, during, and after the wedding? How the world and big global players responded to it. Here are 4 twisted truths about the wedding that shocked the world. We begin to explore the #1 truth about the total cost of the wedding that might leave you speechless. Let's begin with the first, and perhaps most startling truth: a full-scale lockdown. Reportedly, Bezos' team spent over $6 to $7 million on logistics, private security, and covert operations. Venice, a city that's weathered wars, floods, and centuries of politics, was transformed into what insiders called a floating green zone. There were 300 elite guards, including former Mossad agents and private U.S. contractors, anti-drone tech, thermal snipers on rooftops, canal divers scanning beneath the surface. Airspace was locked. Rooftops were armed. Waters were patrolled. And all of it meticulously executed without a single credible threat in sight. So why go to such lengths? Because this wasn't about protection. It was about projection, of dominance, of precision, of total control. Sources say even the Italian government had limited authority inside the secured perimeter. As one local official put it, it felt more like a NATO mission than a wedding. What about food? $3 to $5 million was spent on cuisine. But this wasn't mere catering. This was culinary spectacle. 15 Michelin-starred chefs, ingredients transported under guard, beluga caviar, Alba white truffles, Ceylon oysters, dishes served on hand-painted porcelain, crafted by Venetian artisans whose workshops date back to the 1500s. One dish, a modern spin on squid ink risotto, cost $2,300 per plate. And the silverware? Valued higher than most luxury cars. This wasn't a dinner. It was a declaration of taste, of supremacy, and of untouchable wealth. The flowers also cost much. The floral arrangements alone totaled $1.6 to $2 million. Custom-bred white roses from the Netherlands, grown in biometric-controlled greenhouses, rare orchids flown in daily from Colombia, Kenya, and Thailand. Every stem hand-picked, every petal overseen by world-renowned designer Thierry Boutemy. One bouquet reportedly cost more than an Italian teacher's annual salary. All of it flown by private jet, stored in refrigerated hotel vaults, installed with the care of a museum exhibition spanning gondolas, palazzos, and centuries-old churches. And none of it was officially declared. The spectacle was for the guests. The excess? Carefully concealed from the public. Next, we step into the realm of fantasy, where the entertainment blurred the line between opera and orbital launch. $2 to $3 million went toward a performance so surreal, guests compared it to a dream. Cirque du Soleil dancers, holographic projections sweeping across Renaissance palaces, and a rumored Blue Origin rocket ignition, launched discreetly from beyond the lagoon. The Italian Aerospace Authority declined to comment. But insiders claim a vertical ignition clearance was quietly pushed through. That's not event planning. That's aerospace coordination. Visuals lit up centuries-old marble. The score? Designed by Hans Zimmer's protégé. It was part pageantry, part propaganda. One attendee whispered, It felt like the world's most expensive hallucination. Let's turn now to the single most conspicuous symbol of wealth at the wedding: the yacht. Kourou, Bezos's $500 million mega yacht, was more fortress than float. 417 feet of engineering marvel, featuring a cinema, a submarine dock, and a 250-foot support vessel hauling helicopters, watercraft, and an armed team. During the festivities, it burned 250 gallons of diesel per hour. That's the equivalent carbon output of over 13,000 cars. Marine scientists from Ca' Foscari University issued warnings, calling it an ecological event of extreme concern. In essence, Venice, a fragile, sinking World Heritage Site, was suffocating beneath the shadow of a billionaire's playground. Still think it ended there? Think again. The clothing alone spoke volumes. Bezos wore a Tom Ford tuxedo woven from rare vicuña wool, a ceremonial coat stitched with real 24-karat gold, an ivory jacket made from albino crocodile leather, all valued at $25 million. Each piece arrived by private Gulfstream jet, RFID tagged, guarded like priceless artifacts. And yet, not a single outfit appeared in official photos. This was fashion not meant to be flaunted on Instagram. It was meant to be remembered by the few who saw it. A whisper of power, tailored in silence. But while guests toasted vintage champagne on marble terraces, thousands of Venetians were quietly being pushed out. Truth too? The real cost wasn't in dollars. It was in lives disrupted. Over 3,000 residents were displaced. Hotels were commandeered. Public plazas closed. Families sent to the mainland, compensated a mere $215 a day. Meanwhile, hotel rates around the event soared to $8,000 a night. Gondoliers were rerouted, some forced to take 40-minute detours. Helicopters buzzed overhead. Boat traffic came to a standstill for 3 days. Venice didn't just accommodate a wedding, it was emptied for one. But every spectacle has a strategist. And behind this one stood Lauren Sanchez. She wasn't just the bride. She was the mind behind the curtain. An Emmy-winning broadcaster, founder of Black Ops Aviation, the first female-owned aerial film firm, a licensed pilot, a producer, and now a rising force at Amazon Studios and Blue Origin. Her 2023 spaceflight raised eyebrows, not for danger, but for optics. Could the world accept a billionaire's fiancé riding a rocket before most scientists? One executive put it bluntly: Lauren's not just flying with Bezos, she's co-piloting the narrative. Today, she's rumored to oversee aerial media for clients in aerospace and defense. On the surface, she smiles beside her husband. But behind the scenes, she choreographs perception. And now, the most mysterious layer of all: what happened above. Weeks before the wedding, Lauren Sanchez took a Blue Origin rocket flight. According to insiders, the descent was filmed using advanced orbital camera arrays. Some believe similar technology was covertly embedded into the wedding experience. Guests had to surrender their phones. Security was beyond airtight. The final act? Rumor has it, a live transmission from space. One guest described it simply: "We weren't witnessing a wedding. We were watching the birth of a new empire." And yet, Venice pushed back. The third truth is one of resistance. 2,500 tourism workers staged protests across the iconic Rialto Bridge. Students gathered at St. Mark's Cathedral. Greenpeace activists paddled toward the mega yacht in kayaks, branding it a climate criminal wedding. One protest sign read, "Venice belongs to Venetians, not billionaires." And yet, silence from all the institutions that mattered. Amazon gave no comment. UNESCO stayed silent. Even Venice's own tourism board refused to acknowledge the disruption. A city of 50,000 was effectively overridden, and no one, no authority, no agency, spoke up. And still, silence. The ultimate truth is the silent acceptance of the big players behind it. No word from Amazon, none from UNESCO, not even from Venice itself. So ask yourself, was this really a wedding? Or was it something else? Because when one man can silence a city, override airspace law, displace thousands and vanish billions into trust funds, all while the world applauds. This isn't romance. It's revelation. It's not a ceremony. It's a signal. A signal that the future belongs to those powerful enough to control the past, the present, and perception itself. If this blew your mind, hit like, subscribe for more unbelievable billionaire deep dives, and tell us in the comments, was this the wedding of the century, or a warning shot from the 1%?